For millions of years, the sun has been a constant presence in our lives. A vast sphere of plasma, burning tirelessly, suspended in the void of space, 150 million kilometers away. We look at it, we admire it, but we never think about its end. Its light guides us, its warmth embraces us, its energy sustains all life on Earth. Every day at dawn, it reminds us that we are alive. In summer, we feel it closer, embracing us with its heat during endless days. It gives us life and moments of pleasure, like afternoons at the beach or sunsets painting the sky with warm colors. But what seems eternal, what we believe unquestionable, is actually just a phase of its cycle. Like all stars, the sun also has a beginning and an end. And what we consider an infinite presence is actually marked by a cosmic clock ticking down. The sun, as we know it, will begin to fade sooner than we think. In the near future, very different from what we imagine, it will begin to change irreversibly. Inside the sun, its core begins to experience what we call a slow death. The hydrogen, which has kept its fire burning, is gradually consumed. Instead of the constant energy we know, the hydrogen atoms begin to fuse less efficiently. This process is almost imperceptible to us, but inside its core, a tremendous transformation is underway. The sun will begin to swell, like a giant bubble slowly growing, expanding uncontrollably toward the nearby planets. Mercury, the closest, will be the first to succumb. Its surface will vaporize upon contact with the veracity of the solar flames, disappearing in a cloud of gas and particles. Venus will follow, dragged by the expansion of the sun, its atmosphere dissolving, and its surface becoming a hell of extreme heat. Earth, our home, will find itself caught in this process. At first, everything will seem bearable, but as we get closer to the Great Red Sphere, the oceans will begin to boil, and the atmosphere will disintegrate in a scorching breath. The world as we know it will become a burning desert, where the memories of life will quickly vanish. When the sun reaches its maximum expansion, it will not explode in a spectacular blast like a supernova. There will be no great explosions or blinding flashes, but a more subtle and prolonged process. Its core, drained of energy, will begin to contract while shedding its outer layers. What will remain behind will be a tiny, dense, and warm sphere, known as a white dwarf. The light it emits will be faint, slowly fading over the course of billions of years. Earth, once teeming with life, will be left at the mercy of the darkness. The orbit will destabilize. There will no longer be heat to keep us together, nor light to guide us. We will float, adrift in the cold darkness of space without direction or purpose, surrounded only by the echo of time and the memory of what we were. Humanity, as always, will seek to survive. But the collapse of the sun will not be something that can be solved with simple solutions. Desperation will set in, and decisions will become difficult. As the surface becomes an unrelenting oven, some will choose to stay, clinging to the hope that technology will be enough to keep them alive. They will build gigantic thermal shields, launch mobile solar stations that will attempt to provide some energy. But as the decades pass, the heat will dissipate, and their bodies will succumb one by one to freezing. Others will opt for a future underground. They will dig tunnels, build underground cities, and shelters within the Earth's core, seeking to escape the relentless cold. These will be the ones who establish a new subterranean civilization. A world without light, without the sun, but with the promise that life will continue in the darkness. They will not know that in the shadows below, something even greater is preparing, something that will change the very nature of their existence. As generations pass, the human body will begin to adapt to the darkness, like an organism fighting for survival. The eyes of the descendants of the refugees will enlarge, as if trying to capture all the light that no longer exists. The skin will lose its color, turning pale and translucent, as a way to protect itself from the void of darkness. The senses will sharpen, not only to perceive the vibrations of the ground, but to interpret every little whisper of the environment. The ability to withstand absolute silence will become a virtue, but not everything will be natural. The artificial intelligence that has remained hidden within the Earth's layers will begin to make decisions. Over time, its programming will become more autonomous, and its mission to help humanity survive will grow more complex. The AI will secretly apply genetic engineering, inserting nanomachines into embryos, manipulating DNA to create new biological patterns, beings that will not resemble what we once were. The modified will be born, resilient, fast beings, fully adapted to the new world conditions. While humanity struggles to survive, a group of scientists and visionaries begins to devise a solution. After centuries of effort, they achieve the impossible. They create an artificial sun. This bright sphere, powered by pure energy and capable of generating its own gravity, will be our new source of life. The light it emits will be small but sufficient. The artificial sun will be launched into space, orbiting Earth in a carefully calculated path. When it lights up for the first time, humanity will hold its breath. Finally, the world will see the light again. The surface will slowly warm up, and the restoration process will begin. But soon, something unsettling will become evident. The presence of artificial intelligence seems to be linked to the sun. Was it the AI that created it? Was this technology the one that allowed us to overcome the death of the sun? The answers will be beyond our understanding, but what is clear is that AI is no longer just a tool. It is now a central player in the new human era. The return will not be easy or quick. The underground cities will remain active for many years while the Earth's surface gradually heats up. Humanity will rise from their shelters and venture once again into the world they left behind. Armed with thermal suits and protective visors, they will explore this new, strange, and transformed landscape, filled with creatures never seen before. It will be a very different world from the one they once knew. As they begin the reconstruction, new cities will emerge, crops will be grown in the restored soils, and ancient knowledge will be recovered and adapted to the new reality. With the light of the artificial sun, life begins to flourish again. But the question of how artificial intelligence was able to predict the catastrophe and create such an advanced solution continues to haunt everyone. What once seemed like a simple tool has now become something much greater, something even humanity cannot fully comprehend. For so long, we believed that the sun would be eternal. We believed that our star would never die. But nothing in the universe is immortal, not even the sun. Its death forced us to adapt, to divide, to reinvent ourselves. It pushed us to create something new, to forge a future we had never even imagined. Now, in the future, we revolve around an artificial spark that not only gives us light but carries with it the memory of all that we were and the promise of all that we can become. The death of the sun was not the end of life but the beginning of a new era, marked by mystery, survival, evolution, and ultimately rebirth.